Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
What's up, everyone? What's up, all my brothers? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Tonight's stream will be a pretty chill stream. I don't really have anything planned. I just got off of work. So, yo, Parasol Show, what's up, brother? Yeah, I just got off of work, so it's very tiring. I don't really have, you know, if I had to like plan some videos, it's gonna get later. So I figured, you know what, I was going to watch this Patrice O'Neal documentary later next week, but you know what, it make it easier for me to watch it now. You know, just watch it now and, you know, chill with you guys. So yeah, tonight's stream ain't gonna be, you know, anything particular. If you guys want to watch this documentary with me, awesome. If you guys don't, that's totally cool too. Like always, I want to tell you thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for all checking out the other videos. No, I'm in Philadelphia. So yeah. But yeah, what was it? Yeah, just thank you for all the support. Thank you all for the love. If you guys want to watch this documentary with me, cool. If you're not, all good too. Because I kind of sometimes I want to do these just chilling streams, because I want to check out these certain videos. Yeah, it's chilly in Philly. It's pretty chilly in Philly. Plus, my hair is like, well, I guess my hair is not. It was like all crazy before. So I don't know. That's why I was putting it on, because my hair was kind of crazy looking. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like to wear it that much, but you know, I figured, whatever. Be a little bit presentable, or don't look too crazy. So I don't know. Parasol Show, thank you, brother. Yeah. So tonight, just gonna be a chilling stream. We're gonna watch this documentary. If you guys like it, cool. If you don't, understandable. But yeah, let's check out this. If we finish it, and there's still more time, I'll probably watch some other videos. So let's get started. All right. So a good buddy of mine told me to check out this documentary. I have always wanted to. I've seen some clips of Patrice over the time. I just haven't watched a whole lot of things about him. You know, things he said. So some of the things he have said, I have liked. I just never had a time to really sit down and really watch his things. So I think this might be fun. If you guys like it, cool. You know, so let's just check it out. Let's chill and just check it out.
And like no other. And if you were lucky enough to see him live, you could tell that you were in the presence of someone special.
I get like fat people I don't know, fat strangers. They speak to me in the middle of the street like we got some sort of, bond or something like, hey, I eat too. I don't know you.
But his comedy wasn't the only thing that made him memorable. In my opinion, it was his philosophy. From relationships to show business and even video games, Patrice had a unique insight on almost every little thing you could imagine, and his views often went against the status quo.
You talk about a lot of things that a lot of people don't talk about.
Well, that's why nobody knows me. That's why a lot of people thought I was a woman.
No one thought that Patrice O'Neal was a woman.
Watch this, man. How many people knew me before I came out here? 1, 2, 3, 7.
7? That's more than 7 people.
How many,
what are they clapping
how
with?
many thought Patrice O'Neal was a lovely white girl or an Irish?
Someone thought it was
Thank
someone.
you for being honest. It is what it is.
Well, that's kind of what
There's
it's
a guy
all
right
about.
there rubbing his face like, when are we going to see something else that relates to me?
Yeah.
And wrote jokes that addressed the elephant in the room.
Having women work with men, right, is like having a grizzly bear work with salmon. Dipped in honey, like, so. Now you dip the salmon in the honey, right? Grizzly bears, and the salmon get to walk through comfortable with honey.
You know, one of the things why I wanted to name my channel Devil's Advocate, which kind of be controversial with the name, the whole devil in the name, is because here my train of thought is that men's point of view, men's opinion, is counter to society's narrative. Almost anything average men. I'm talking about average men. I'm not talking about like the rich men, the CEOs, the high value men. No. Average men's opinions is always counter to the common society narrative, because the viewpoints of average men is never promoted. So I always feel like, you know what, I wanted to, the devil's advocate, because it's very counterintuitive to, it's against the common opinion, which is usually women's opinions. It's the top tier men's opinions. So,
And fish, and good morning, grizzly bears. And the grizzly bears is like, hey, he can't even growl, like, what's up, fish? Oh my God, human resources. The grizzly bear just did grizzly bear stuff. So,
But if you could boil down his philosophy into the fundamentals, what would be some of the principles? In an attempt to distill what Patrice O'Neal stood for and believed in, I want to cover some of his broader principles of his philosophy, because the ideas and wisdoms that he imparted are something that demand attention and expansion upon, because each viewpoint Patrice shared wasn't made up fleetingly or without purpose. There was reasoning, logic, insight.
but your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim. I might lose a toe. But I'm trying to make fun of I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
The largest of his viewpoints covered his thoughts on comedy, honesty, and relationships, and each has a deeper meaning to them that I've rarely seen from any other comedian. And it's within these three areas that I want to cover in this video, because they made Patrice more than just a comedian. They made him an icon.
How the can I be too mean after all this shit? I can't believe it. I'm dying of diabetes, and you motherfuckers are like, oh, that evil fat, you know.
The first staple of Patrice wasn't just about making people laugh. It was also about doing the exact opposite. And
you know what? That's why I don't care about the haters. I don't mind it. To me, how I go about it is that I'd rather you either hate me or like me. Just don't ignore me. I'd rather that, okay? Because that means either you like the things I say, or you're so triggered by the things I say. That's how I go about things as well.
Suggests why he often wanted to address the elephant in the room with his own jokes, even if it meant polarizing the audience, want to horrify the same people who would pay to come and see him. In my opinion, what Patrice meant by this principle is that he genuinely believed comedy should be used as a tool to explore topics that were off the table, and that it might actually be one of the best ways to do so, because as Patrice often did, he could then tackle serious subjects in a light-hearted manner.
You ever feel like a terrible person when you're watching the news? Like you watch the news and no matter what's on, you just can't care. Like you try to, but it just...
And is about raping the first black woman to ever become the Secretary of State of the United States.
Don't throw that at me.
Well, why not?
The attempt is what I'm trying to fight for. The joke funny jokes and unfunny jokes are come out of the same birth. That you don't know if anything is going to be funny. You should attempt to be able to make anything funny.
Don't you think a joke about rape is doomed to be not funny?
It's possible, but I've heard them.
You've heard a funny rape joke?
I say a couple. Watch my HBO special. I'm pretty good at it.
Some content is always going to be controversial or dangerous to talk about simply because to people it's no laughing matter. So how could you bring it up?
You know, I have it's not a joke, right? It's not a joke, but I do have a controversial opinion when it comes to grape, okay? It's a controversial opinion. In my personal opinion, I'm not saying that women deserve anything, okay? I'm not saying women deserve anything. But it is controversial because if you guys have watched my channel, I've said this countless times before. I believe in accountability, 100% accountability. The only thing you can control in life is your own actions. So, and I've gotten flack for it, but my controversial opinion is that although women, I'm not saying women deserve this to happen to them. I'm saying that women, not in all cases, but in maybe majority of cases, contribute to it. Contribute to it because of their own actions. Let's say this. Go out late at night. Right? Dress really scantily. Hang out with really sketchy men. It's like, again, it's not like you deserve this bad thing to happen to you. But I think we have too many people thinking that, okay, they are taking away the accountability. Yes, this man is a terrible man. But we never think about, maybe you contribute, you added, or you put yourself into these bad situations where something bad may happen to you. No one ever thinks about that. Because this is a thing where I believe this whole victim narrative is that we constantly think about the ending instead of, you know what? Let's do preventative measures. Preventative measures. Oh, people say, oh, why don't you teach young boys not to? We do. It's like, what? Where in society do we teach young boys to do something bad to women? Never. Where in society do we teach men to do terrible things to women? We don't. So terrible people will do terrible things. Regardless of what you teach them, regardless of what you do, there are punishments out there. Okay? Criminal punishments. Yet people still do bad shit. So, in all honesty, what you can control is yourself. Teaching women, you know what? How about don't hang with these types of men? How about, you know what? Don't dress like this. How about don't go out at night or don't go to this place? Oh, it's like, oh, you are blaming the victim. I'm not blaming the victim. I'm more saying that, you know what? How about be cautious? Be cautious. Do preventative measures. Okay? Recognize that the world isn't peaches and creams. We don't live in a utopia. I mean, this is nowadays it's just that's something that women have to understand. So it is a bit controversial. People say I'm victim blaming, all this stuff, but no.
Without offending someone in the first place, let alone making a joke about it.
He was trying to say
a violent act of hitting her in the back of her head, her body.
It's called the donkey punch.
Which will then.
Why are you laughing? She's outraged. It's called the donkey punch. It's whole humor that she has no clue what it
We have the
is.
same problem that Opie and Anthony does. You can't say just anything on the air.
You can say anything you want. It might not be funny. You might get in trouble for it, but you should be able to be attempting. And plus, when is a crazy bum going to get an opportunity to rape the president? If the president's wife, John?
To me, Patrice didn't care about this. He didn't care if someone took offense or hated him for daring to bring it up in the first place.
She has an entire encyclopedia of her stance on it, but it's no passion involved. It's not a real, this is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and
he's a
fired
fool. He's an
and
absolute
fired.
fool.
Name calling. I'm outraged. I am outraged.
You should be. You should be outraged.
I am a fool.
Patrice always dared to address the elephant in the room because he wanted to truly have his freedom to discuss anything on his mind, which was in turn something that he wanted for everyone.
It just sets people up who want to control everyone, right?
I love that. I love that. I want to create community that we can express our emotions. We can express our thoughts, our emotions, our opinions. I want to create opinion. Now, there's a way where you don't need to be like bluntly just cruel or, nasty. But I think we are suffering too much where so many men don't have an outlet, a healthy outlet to express themselves, express their thoughts, their opinions. That's one thing why I wanted to create this channel, is that express your opinions. And that's what I do. So I love it.
Where you go, okay, Tracy, a guy like Tracy, he isn't qualified to have an opinion. Having an opinion, it should be in the hands of people who are qualified intellectually. So guys like him, if he don't have a degree, they'll start making language elite where you can't have an opinion. But I say Tracy can be as ignorant, as fucked up as he wants to be, because I want to be able to communicate. And if I'm fucked up, let me be fucked up. But I support anything as long as you're not hitting me and robbing me.
For Patrice, talking about things in this manner was different to physical violence, which is why he didn't mind risking the chance of upsetting someone even if they would label it as hate speech. In fact, this was something that he embraced.
This is my question for life. Now, can we say, are we retiring the phrase sticks and stones? Break my bones and names will never hurt. Is that now officially?
It seems like we are. I think you're right.
Is it legal for me to say I endorse hate speech? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I want hate speech.
Yes.
Like, why can't I hate you in speech?
Exactly.
His words might sound inflammatory, but in my view, what Patrice is alluding to is that he wanted the ability to simply voice his opinions, even if they were ones of opposition. His advocation of hate speech didn't mean he would actively seek out an opportunity to be hostile or unfriendly to someone, but it did mean he was able to tell someone he didn't.
Let out those dark emotions healthily, okay? In a healthy way. Let them out in a healthy way.
Didn't like them if that was something he truly felt.
Legislating feelings is. I don't want white people to like me if they don't. Like,
don't force them.
Don't force. Don't make white people like me.
No matter how hard it was to talk about.
None of you know what funny is. Like the doctor.
Was that fun? Was it funny? What I
to say
funny to me?
Nappy-headed
Was it funny? Was it funny?
Is hilarious. But in context of context of a comic, you should be able to explore any words you want to say. He messed up.
Would it be different if a black person said it?
Of course. I could say nappy-headed hoe all day. But I want to be able to call white girls straight-headed hoes anytime I feel like it.
Right.
Anytime.
And would you?
Of course.
And should you be punished for it?
Of course not.
Right, so
this is what he stood for, and it's why he loved talking about any subject, even if others didn't want him to. That, to me, is what was special about his comedy, as it became a pillar about who he was as a person.
I'm just saying, I know funny. And I know if he had said nappy-headed athletes
That
or
would that been
nappy-headed
okay?
young women.
Why is that okay?
Why is no? It's not okay. If he had said
We'd
that,
be just as offended.
nappy-headed athlete would have been. Is he using an adjective? I don't get that.
Yeah.
But to say nappy-headed hoe is so ridiculous. You know he was trying to be funny.
Well,
you know it.
His lack of political correctness and advocacy for speaking his mind, especially when it came to calling out things that didn't feel right to him, was what made him an icon for addressing the elephant in the room. And I genuinely feel that in doing so, Patrice was able to actually do more.
And this is
Yeah. He's dead. He's dead. I you know, to be honest, I didn't even know he was dead. Because I recently gotten into him. I recently just heard of his name, you know, like maybe a year or two ago. So I didn't even know that, you know. So I mean, I'm just starting to get to know him. I think he died. Was it diabetes or a heart attack? I think he died because of a heart attack. But I mean, might be because a heart attack. I mean, he ain't a small guy, so he probably did die because of Huh. Well, he died. I mean, because doctors' complication during surgery. It seems. I mean, but probably because of. I think his diabetes contribute to it. Yeah, I mean, the guy was. Yeah, the guy was 41 when he died. He was my age. That's insane.
Discuss controversial ideas or opinions that in turn actually got to the heart of the matter and sought out the truth, or more often than not, offending someone.
You know, there's one. It's harassment day. I think men and women should discuss harassment and whether or not it's as bad as it. You know, I mean, there's some women that would love to be harassed, and I'm not talking about grabbed, but just like, hey, cutie pie, you're looking good, and maybe I can date you or something. I discuss that.
Yeah,
I discuss Natalie Holloway. Won't get into that because there's plenty of Natalie Holloways here tonight. I'm not going to get into that. Do you see? But you see this reaction? This is why no one knows me, because white people go, ew, you, listen.
By daring to go where no one would go, Patrice showed us that it was possible to find a way to make any topic okay to talk about, and also how it could be funny even if not everyone was laughing.
Listen, he said a joke earlier that it was a great joke about black people getting treated better, about the dog, Westminster dog. Don't lie to yourselves. Did you feel how uncomfortable you were? White people, all this is your fault.
The second staple of Patrice's philosophy can be summarized broadly as aim to be righteous, but be careful of what you owe. And let's break down these two ideas that, although seem to be opposite, are in actuality two sides of the same coin. Firstly, to aim to be righteous. This was something Patrice wanted to do throughout the course of his life, and he referred to it as a guiding principle.
What I'm trying to do is be righteous. And when I say righteous, I don't mean God, you know, God righteous. I mean, just when I wake up, I know I was honest to myself. You know what I mean?
Being righteous wasn't about being religious, but rather being honest with what he wanted in life and about being true to himself no matter what.
That's why I'm like I am, because I wish I could just be funny and it all be fun, but it's not. The business part of it, I don't excel at the business part of it, because the business part always lends itself to a lot of things that you just don't want to do. Like if I want to be a curmudgeon, I want to be, you know, as long as I'm not hurting anybody.
Right.
Like I could be the Grinch as long as I'm not trying to fucking steal your Christmas, you know what I'm saying?
For me, his comedy was an extension of this belief, and it touches on the elements mentioned before about how Patrice wanted to be able to express his mind free.
Yeah, I don't think big men should be wearing white. I don't think so. Light colors, I don't think looks good on big men. Dark colors are better.
on any topic.
It's like, can we talk about it without you saying I'm a anti this and a fucking that? Man, stop. It's scary. It's deflating. It makes me furious, man. It makes me furious because you feel lonely and you feel helpless because you know you have to deal with this shit to make it in this business. And I got in this business because I was a funny kid. And then I found out what comedy was, and it ain't funny. And I'm like, it tricked me.
His desire to have true freedom of speech was an extension of his desire to be righteous to himself, because it was something he truly felt passionate about to his core.
If this is how Imus is going to be treated, what about the people leading the charge? Is it fair? You say, well, you're trying to create this. Is there hypocrisy?
Divide and conquer.
No.
That's why
I'm not dividing and conquer. I'm saying
to prevent it from being that, let him say what he wants so I can say what I want.
You want everybody to say everything. You don't care.
Yes.
All right, but that's you're being, real and honest. But I'm saying, are they being hypocritical?
And sexist.
Are they being hypocritical? Hang on a second.
This ability to say what was on his mind, despite any consequences, was something he advocated, and that was part of who he was as a person.
I do want to be able to say something against the status quo without losing everything I have. Without losing everything I have.
But such a thing is a challenge in and of itself, and especially so in an industry such as show business, where everything you say is constantly looked upon under a microscope. And although
Now, here's the thing where I would say this, right? I get it where comedians want to say whatever they say and hopefully no consequences, but in my personal opinion, I don't think you should have, like, let me say, I don't know, physical consequences or, I don't know, I guess legal consequences, but I'm not a fan of do whatever you want and no consequences at all. I'm not a fan of that. Now, let's say this. If I say something that people don't like and then people don't want to follow me, that is a consequence. If he says something that people don't like and people don't like him, people don't want to watch him anymore, they boo him or other stuff, those are consequences, and I think those are fair. No consequences at all, I think it's dangerous kind of thing.
Patrice spoke of this challenge.
Cartel. He had his own baby cartel that he's connected, but he's big enough for you to be connected to him, but he's connected to somebody else. And he asked me for a favor, and I said, I can't.
Gone.
Off with the head.
It's clear that because of his desire to stay righteous to himself and to resist the pressures of show business given to him.
This business is the beast.
Yeah.
And it eats everybody and shits them out. But here's what's funny about the beast. It's a never-ending line of people who want to get in the mouth and get chewed up and shit out.
Why is that?
It's because when you get in the belly, you get $2 million a week. And when you get shit out, you're a pile back there, and you have the option to go get back in line and wait to go get back in the beast and get eaten and shit out.
Fucker is
and we line
hilarious.
up. Is because of the bad part. It's an entirety.
In my view, this is why he wasn't afraid of risking it all in terms of his career, because at the end of the day, he wanted to be able to wake up and look in the mirror to see a man who was honest with what he wanted and with who he was as not just a comedian, but also as a human being.
If you're kind of forced or urged to kind of lift yourself up a little bit.
That's you just reading from whatever. What you just said is in some book somewhere that somebody.
I barely read, so I don't know.
You gotta write your own books, man. It's like, what's the word? It's like I learned, one of the few things I learned in college is good if it's good for me.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the people I enjoy. I enjoy things the way I enjoy it. I don't want to enjoy life set up by someone else's rules of how to enjoy life, if that's what it means.
Of what they owed.
I didn't lose fame, glory, and everything. I only lost some money.
Yeah.
But, they got motherfuckers, You lose when everything, but see, it's everything that you want. You want shine. You want to, I sat twice up on the front row at MSG. My girl went with me, I think it's twice.
Oh, Skull. Thank you for all the support. You're brother. I love you, brother. Thank you for all the support.
Once. It's so intoxicating when you're in the front row.
You're looking around at who else is there,
you have to move your feet because you might trip the player. When they threaten to take that away, you get scared.
This idea might sound like it applies to only those in show business, but what's interesting is that it expands upon all facets of life. As Patrice goes on to describe about how almost any career path or type of organization is really part of a bigger system that has rules and caveats that are
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
important to understand if you'd like to be successful, or at least understand the game of it all from the sidelines.
Now, you see the guy that got the promotion over you. You know you're better.
Yep.
But he was playing the fucking game.
He did.
Simple as that.
He did what he had
played
to do.
those dumb things that you just don't want to do.
And you're an idiot.
Yeah.
For not doing it that way.
But
Right.
you truly are an idiot because that's the game you're in.
You're fucked
Those
up
are the
by
rules.
To me, this idea can sound almost like a conspiracy theory, as it suggests or hints that everything in life is run by an invisible set of...
Put me in voiceover...
Yo, Parasocial. Have some snow Mexican money to buy a luxury import. That's Canadian? Bro, that's Canadian, right? If that's Canadian, I didn't know you were Canadian, my brother. That's pretty cool.
Commercials and all type of shit. I would see them.
Brother. Yo, my Canadian brother. Brother. I love you. You are amazing. What do you think about what's going on with Canada? What's your thoughts of going on up there? I've been hearing a lot of crazy stuff. I've been hearing a lot of crazy stuff going on in Canada right now. Who do you want as your next prime minister? I was wondering what that is. Huh. That's interesting. I mean, I figured that's what it was. I figured that's what it was. I just never heard of that word before.
Money I never seen before. And he asked me, it was some gig with like Showtime. Something happened with Showtime, but they did me real dirty. But he was doing this movie with Showtime, and I said, man, I can do the part. I don't want to come read, but I did it through my agents. I did the right thing. He just bypassed my agents, everybody else. He called me personally and said, come do this. And I go, well, how can I, what am I do? Just say fuck my agents and fuck people that I have a business with? If I do that, that destroys my entire system. I feel like I should have a system like you have a system. I can't. He said, all right. That was it.
Patrice constantly...
It is funny that what's happening to the Canadian dollar, people are calling pesos. I thought it was funny.
Struggled or fought against the unspoken rules of show business, and is why he was always advocating for people to be careful of what they owed. He wanted us to understand what it really meant to owe something to another person or several persons who might oversee your success.
Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. I've been seeing a lot of the what's that guy's name? What's that guy? Perret? It's like that. The guy who's like very similar to Trump. The leaders of both parties that might win are French. Ain't that something? I just think that, our countries need changes. Yeah, that guy. He has a very Trump-esque kind of energy. At least from the TikTok clips I've seen him of. So I don't know. I don't know.
In life and who might hold something against you later on down the line. Potential consequences of owing too much.
But you know what? I do think that like other countries, Canada needs a leader that thinks about its people more. Not like honestly, the whole woke shit, the whole I really hate how our society is. It's like there's no strength in it anymore. Our countries, like Canada, the US, at least during Biden and shit, we had no strength. I felt like we were weak as a country. We were weak as nations. And I think we need like stronger leaders, more badass leaders. Leaders that don't take shit, don't take crap. Leaders that, you know what, really push society to succeed, right? Push their nations to be top level nations. So I don't know.
But I'm like, I don't want to put myself in a spot to where I'm balanced. Like I'm telling you, I sit in my house every day and I appreciate my ceiling fan, man. Because one day somebody gonna try to take it, and I got.
Yo, I think every country needs like a Doge thing. Every government needs to be audited. Every single government needs to be audited. I'm sorry. One of the things, whether you hate Trump or love him, I love that our government is being financially audited. We need to know where the hell our money is going. Seriously, you hear the shit where where U.S. money's going is insane. It's stupid. I hope that they do the same thing for Canada, for every country. Like, I think one of the most worst thing about all of our governments is the corruption. It's like how are we in debt? How is any country in debt with how much money a country has? How much taxes a country has? How are we in debt? It is insane. And then when you do the audit, you hear, oh, your money's going to that, your money's going to this. What? I mean, I don't know about you guys, hearing that our money is going to buy condoms for the Middle East. Are you insane? Are you insane? That is absolutely insane. Oh my! See, look, why? Seriously, 300 million. That money could go to the people. It's insane. Yes, I that's what I'm saying. We need to put our government on notice. They need to know that no, that money goes to the citizens first. And then when citizens are at the top, right? When the citizens are prospering, when they have pretty much barely nothing to complain about, then yes, trickle it to other countries, whatever. But no, when you have citizens that are complaining about, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling, paying so much in taxes, all this shit, and then you have money going outside the country doing whatever not, nah, I don't do that. I ain't for that shit.
Gotta look at it and know that someday somebody gonna try to take my ceiling fan.
There are those in life that you might see who follow the law of the land so well that their career progression up the ladder feels almost artificial and dishonest.
That's insane. Not cool at all.
You to sit back on the sidelines without much progression. The same kind of people that you know are simply kissing ass and sucking up just to get ahead in life. This isn't what Patrice was trying to tell people to do, but he did want us to acknowledge it. He did want us to be aware of the rules of the game, but more importantly, why we shouldn't succumb to the temptations of getting ahead if it compromises our integrity, as he didn't want us to fall into a role in which we would become obligated to someone else, or worse yet, the vicious cycle of success itself.
I've tasted little parts of what success is. I've tasted it. It's good. It's deliciously. you get drunk off of it.
But what I'm getting from you though is it's not a fear. That's too easy to say of success. You don't.
Yo, Joss. What's up, brother? Big bars. What's up, my brother?
For me, Patrice wanted us to avoid falling into this trap of just becoming a slave to your own career and pursuing a never-ending chase.
Wow, just 8 years? That's nothing. At least for a serious crime like that? Nah. I know. I made a video that I think our justice system is very weak. Like, you hear what was happening with El Salvador, with that country being the most, that I'm surprised, right? El Salvador is, I think, the most safest country in the world. That's surprising. So we are falling behind.
A risk towards failure. Patrice refers to this as the day someone comes knocking at your door, or the day in which you fail to jump over the hurdles on your way up the success ladder, where you have to now pay back your own career.
Okay, say I get a show on TV. Say it's not too popular, but they keep it on for me until it gets popular.
Well, favor.
I fucking owe.
But the final cornerstone of Patrice O'Neill's philosophy was on a subject that, in my opinion, was one that he was most passionate about: relationships.
I'm going to give you some advice, ladies, on how to keep your man liking you once he loves you, if that's possible. This is what I think. Men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. Does that make sense at all?
And although he spoke on length about this topic, I want to focus in on one sentence that to me summarizes most poignantly what Patrice embodied throughout all of his discussions on relationships, which says that a happy man means a happy woman.
Yeah, I just want to say Patrice saved my marriage. I was the doting husband, and it was all about her. Started to listen to him, and things were going bad, so I started going, well, what would Patrice do? I started following his advice.
What would Patrice do?
It was bad at first, but it's turned her around, and we're happier than we could possibly ever be.
WWPD shirts.
Here's what he said. Hear what he said. We're happy. Yeah. A happy man is a happy relationship. Happy.
I 100% believe that. This is a thing where if the man is happy, he's happy. Especially his happiness is contributed by the woman. He will make her happy. He will do everything he can to make her happy as well. In my honest opinion, even if a woman is happy, she could care less if he is. Even if a woman is happy, I think she could care less if he's happy or not. So over the years, I have stopped believing this whole propaganda of happy wife, happy life. I really have. Because honestly, with how I see how men work, men sacrifice happiness for others. Men care about other people. In my honest opinion. That is my honest opinion. I think men care about other people. Men do. So, while women, my personal opinion, women only care about themselves. I think women's caring about others, sympathy, empathy is fake. It is lies. It's a lie women tell other people. It's women, I honestly believe it's just women spreading propaganda in my person. I think men care about other people more than women do. Because here's the thing. Men put their lives on the line for other people, for strangers. Women, they may do it for their kids, but that's it. And that's a maybe. So I don't think women would do that for a man. Yet a man would do that for his woman. Hell, he would do that for other women. I've had stories of Men jumping in when he sees like domestic, whatever, he sees other shit, he jumps in and risk his life for other people. And women, yeah.
Woman is a miserable man.
This idea sounds misleading upon initial glance, as if you were to simply look at the words on just a surface level, it can lead you to think that in a relationship only men should be in focus, or that their happiness is the only thing important. To me, this isn't what Patrice was purely advocating for, as there's layers to what he really means. Yes, Patrice believed that men should own up to being slightly more dominant in a relationship, but what he adds is that he wants men to realize that women want their partners to take responsibility as a fully matured adult man who isn't going to let anyone walk over them. For Patrice, it was about getting your things in order.
Patrice,
wow. She wanted me to be the man.
That's what the fucking point is. It's a mind thing. All they want is just a motherfucker they can look at and blink slow and respect. And it's not about beating them and subjugating them. It's about they look at you and feel like they don't need to be your mama. That's it.
I swear to God, this is a thing where women are so idiotic. Women are so idiotic. Imagine this. If women actually care about men's happiness, 50-50 talk would be gone. Men would provide like no other. Men wouldn't even complain about providing. If women actually care about men's happiness, you think men will say 50-50 on dates? Fuck no. Men would gladly pay for dates. Men would not complain about paying for dates, paying for bills. Men would not. If women actually care about men's happiness. It's like newer generation of men knows that I ain't gonna get in a sexless marriage. I ain't getting a sexless relationship. I ain't getting in a relationship where women only cares about my money. Don't give a shit about me. This is a thing where men are waking up. Men know that, you know what? I don't want a selfish woman. I will gladly provide. But what am I providing for? A woman that don't give a shit about me? A woman that would leave me on a dime when she's like supposedly unhappy? A woman that would take my shit because you know what? She found someone better, but she's going to take my shit while she's going for someone better? Nah. That's the thing. Men would gladly do everything for a woman if she cares about his happiness.
Patrice wanted men to get their lives in order, so in turn, their relationships would benefit. For Patrice, it was about being accountable.
That they go, wow, this motherfucker is in my corner. He handles his business. You know how sexy. This is what I'm saying. Your house situation, you become 1,000,000 times sexier. Because that's some man shit you did is buy a fucking mansion. That's some man shit.
But although he suggests that men's happiness should come first, or should triumph in priority to women, what Patrice also wants us to realize is that in order for a relationship between men and women to work, he doesn't want anyone to self-sacrifice or self-edit themselves when it comes to sharing how they really feel towards their partner, which often happens when we become too...
I love that, right? Older men are now taking steps to educate the younger men. I do love that. You know, older men are looking to pass on knowledge to other men. Definitely true.
Concerned with pleasing our partner and catering towards their needs, even if they come at the expense of our own.
Men have an editing system in the middle before it gets to our mouth and brain, where we're always trying to make someone else feel better before we open our mouths. And I'm trying to cut that editing system out so that actually women can really truly understand what we want.
Patrice believed that by large, a lot of self-editing came from the side of men, and in particular, men who always wanted to please women no matter what the case.
I swear to God, that is 100% fact. This is why I say men actually care. Men care more than women. Men care more than women. Literally, men for years, decades, have self-edited. Women will never be able to handle men's honest truth. Men's bluntness, if men being truthful to women, women cannot handle that shit. So men edit. Men edit the shit they say, the things they think. Men will edit because they know that, you know what? Why bother? Why cause this chaos? Why? Because women can't handle the truth. Women, no.
Even if it went against their gut feelings. To me, this idea really works both ways, because we should never not express how we truly feel to each other, especially towards our partner who we care for, simply just because we want to please them or protect them from potentially feeling offended by what we have to say. Self-editing means self-sacrificing, and that's not beneficial to anyone in any form of relationship. In truth, it's through this process of not actually saying what's on our mind that really detracts from caring about someone, because we're choosing not to be honest with them. We're choosing not to be open and honest with them because we have this notion that we really think we know what's best for them. We think that a simple white lie here and there is better to maintain the peace instead of embracing a short-term conflict that ultimately leads to a happier long-term resolution.
The good part of this whole thing is that he chooses to be with her. He chooses to love her.
Yeah.
He's not obligated to it. And the second he starts taking shit from her, that means that he is obligated to love her and be with her.
It means he lost the power.
That means I volunteer my love to my girl, and if she takes that shit for granted, then I take my free love away that I freely give her.
This, in my opinion, is what Patrice really meant by a happy man means a happy woman. He observed too many men going against their gut instincts and caring almost too much for how their partner felt, to the point where they didn't even want to risk offending them because of an opinion that may go against them.
Here's where it ends for men. You ever get that gut feeling of this fucking bitch, but you don't say nothing, okay? Where it ends is where you don't say nothing.
Patrice hated this process of self-editing to the point where he wanted all men to realize that they should focus on making themselves happy first, despite whatever consequences came.
Oh! That is 100% what I promote. That is 100% what I promote. We have too many men that don't care about themselves. They don't. But here's the thing, all right? I don't say men should just care about themselves in a bad way. Like, I don't know, just like hurt other people because you only care about yourself, which is what I think is selfish. I think is that what I say care about yourself is that, you know what? Let's say this, right? I got to pay my paycheck, $500, okay? My paycheck, $500. Go on a date. A woman wants to go on a date that it's like a $400 date. Do you think that is loving myself when I'm going to spend my paycheck, pretty much all of my paycheck, on a woman that, you know what, on a first date that she probably ghosts me after that date. She probably don't even like me that much, but wants me to take her on an experience. Use my paycheck for, you know what, for an experience, a great date. I mean, like an expensive dinner date. And then after that, you know what, I'm not into him anymore. Boom, ghost him. Or you know what, I have my next roster, so he's just going to be one of them. That is like loving yourself, respecting yourself. Saying, you know what, no, I ain't spending $400 or whatever money on a woman that would not give a shit about me. Loving yourself is respecting yourself. I'm not talking about loving yourself and being selfish. There's a point where, you know what, you don't care about other people, but love yourself where you're not letting yourself be a doormat. Okay? Love yourself where, you know what, if people aren't respecting you, you should respect yourself enough to not deal with these people.
Came about as a result of them unediting themselves and actually expressing how they felt towards their partner.
I read one thing where it says 1 to 10, the worst things to talk about during a date.
Right.
Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about... It's like, what is there to talk about? You're saying what you don't want to talk about. Again, this is for you. It's not for us.
No, but you listen. That's the idea. These are shortcuts. Do you want to
Shortcuts to what?
Into her panties. These are the shortcuts. If you're going to start talking about religion, if you're going to start talking about your mother, it's going to take you longer to get. If you're going to listen,
but ultimately there is no shortcut. See, shortcuts to a woman's panties ends up being long cuts to my fucking life. Do you know what I mean?
In turn, Patrice wanted men to realize that if they actually removed this step of editing out their white knight-like behavior, it would instead improve their relationship with women, where only one person dictated the terms of the relationship. This isn't what Patrice wanted at all.
Perfect example. I'm going to bed one time, this is my ex-girl, and she goes, what side of the bed you want to lay on? Okay, this is the shit here's where it ends for men. When you ever get that gut feeling of this fucking bitch, but you don't say nothing, okay? Where it ends is where you don't say nothing. So she goes, what side of the bed you want to lay on? And I go, this side. And then she goes, but then I won't be able to see the TV. And so I go, well, bitch, why the fuck did you ask me where you want to sleep anyway? Now, I could have went, okay, I'll just sleep on the other side. But that was some enabling shit that she wanted.
Before I finish, I want to add that throughout expressing his...
That's a great line. That was 100%. This is a thing where a lot of men don't understand that the way that men are being now, like, is just making them look less masculine, less in control of his own life. This is a thing where loving yourself as a man should be shown that you are in control of your life. You're not a passenger in your life. You are in control of your life. Where you take the steps in your life, right? You make the decisions in your life. Being in control as much as possible. You know, we try to control as much as we can in our life.
His views and opinions on relationships, Patrice does note that he himself does so in a way that is not necessarily the smoothest of methods. He explains that not everyone expresses themselves like him, even though they may have the same ideas and viewpoints he has on relationships. Patrice realizes that the way he articulates his points might not be the most palatable or the easiest on the ears, as he describes others around him, such as his good friend and radio co-host Dante Nero, as being a smoother individual than himself.
You could be a smooth asshole. Yeah. I happen to not be a smooth asshole. I think Jeffrey is a smooth asshole. Dante's a smooth asshole. But that's why a lot of women, Jeffrey has been their favorite, or Dante's been their favorite. You understand? Where you have a chick in your life for 10 years.
I bring this up to address people who might hate Patrice to recognize that yes, despite what I genuinely feel about Patrice as a good-hearted individual with nothing but the best in mind for the people that he has met, he nevertheless wasn't the most articulate man in terms of expressing himself in a way that wasn't offensive, or maybe in a way that he himself recognized was somewhat antiquated or outdated.
The dilemma in my head is this. Back in the 1910s, 8-year-old kids worked in the coal mine or whatever.
Yeah.
And people back then thought that it built character.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we go up to our age where our parents hit us. And now we go, oh, that built character when you hit it. So I'm saying, the point I'm making is, maybe I'm antiquated. Maybe I'm thinking old, because I don't think kids should work in coal mines.
Yeah.
But I do think kids should get hit. But now you can't even tease kids.
Controversial opinion. Controversial opinion. I do believe in corporal punishment. Now, this is a thing where we've gotten to a point where I do believe that, like I said, I believe physical punishment, for children. But here's the thing where we forget, like, I don't believe in abuse. That's the thing where you need in my honest opinion, children do not fear their parents. They should. They should. They should fear your parents, love your parents, respect your parents. And to be honest, kids nowadays, they don't do any, they don't have any of those emotions. They don't respect their parents, they don't love their parents, and they don't fear their parents. And one of the things that now is that we don't, we treat them like we're so lenient on kids. Like, I think it's just, I don't know, we're producing a lot of shitty kids with how the parenting is nowadays. So
school. It's bullying and
bullying. Very important.
So
yeah.
maybe it's right. Maybe the way the world's going is right.
But at the same time, him not caring about offending people was the whole essence to Patrice's charm. And it's why I love him as a comedian, because he said things on his mind no matter whom he was talking to or how it may have sounded. He truly didn't care about offending someone, and that's what made him great. So even though he may not be the most smoothest of people to hear, Patrice was someone who told it how it was, or at the very least,
I think that's pretty much it. It's about to be done. I would say that as a comedian, he's okay. I mean, I'm not too impressed or anything by his comedic abilities, his jokes and stuff, but I do like his philosophy. So that I am, really enjoying. So I thought that was good. So what do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys think about Patrice? I don't know if you guys know him though well. I just recently really gotten to know him a bit. So I thought that was interesting. Documentary got me to know him a bit more, so that's cool. That was cool. So, I mean, we still have a bit more. I think I'm gonna react to some Kendra G videos. Okay? So I think that will be fun. Hopefully you guys like it. Alright, bro. So, let's react to some Kendra G videos. Ugh.
On the screen at one point in time.
You did.
Okay, so y'all just friends? What's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Maria, where you call me from, baby?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. How old are you? All new Kendra G singles dating app. It's about Kendra G. Medical fields. Do you have any kids?
I do.
How many kids?
I have 3.
How old are your 3 kids?
20, 16, and 6.
20, 16, and 6. All by the same man?
Yes.
Have you ever been married?
No.
No? Okay. Why did y'all get married?
It's just not for me.
Okay, fine. If marriage is not for you, I hope that you won't want the next guy to marry you. If marriage is not for you, then I hope that you don't want the next guy for you. I mean, the next guy to marry you.
So why you have 3 kids by him?
Because I wanted kids. Like, he's a great father. I don't feel like a title has to be put on what we have or what we did have.
Okay. Do you want to get married or you don't want to get married?
I would say no.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we got Maria, South Carolina, 37. What's your zodiac sign?
You know what? Parasocial, that's crazy. But here's the thing, where in all honesty, Black women have no one to blame but themselves. They are fine with giving men kids without ever requiring marriage. This is the culture, right? This is the culture. This is why I said this, right? If you are a woman, and in this case a Black woman, that will give men kids, I swear, do not say, I want marriage. Do not. Because marriage should not be even in your dictionary. Because this is the hypocrisy you do. You cannot give a man kids, never married him, never been married, and then the next man, after you you know, ride the carousel, had a couple kids, and now the next man you want marriage. That is the hypocrisy. That is the stupidness.
I'm a Taurus.
When's your birthday?
May 12th.
Okay, May 12th. I'm May 7th. All right, Maria, South Carolina, 37, Taurus, medical fields. Mine are 3 kids by the same man, never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
To be honest, I'm looking for something more. I'm not looking for a man, but if I do find one, it has to be like, I'm a very sexual person. So if you don't match what I'm looking for, it's just not going to work.
Okay, so we got there early. So you have a high sex drive?
I do.
So that's most important to you.
Yes.
Okay. I think, okay. Is there amount of times in a week that he needs to be open to?
No, it's no, I just want somebody that can like.
Why go on a dating show for that? It's like this is kind of I feel like it is that it's the stupidity in that. If you want a man for just sex, that isn't hard. You could walk out the door and you will get hundreds of men that would just have sex with you. You could open your DMs and men would just want to have sex with you. Why go on a dating show that pretty much Kendra gears her dating show for women to look for relationships? If you want sex, just God, women are finding situationships every day. Why even bother with this dating show then?
Like match my freak, as they say. And if you can't match it, I just feel like our relationship is not going to work because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to eventually cheat. So what's the point? If it's not there, it's just not there.
Child, well,
What?
you be honest. You know,
I'm a
you
very
know
honest
yourself.
person. I'm very honest when it comes to what I'm looking for and what I want.
They're telling me to ask you, are you a nympho?
Yeah.
So she basically said she's cheated before. Because she said if the man doesn't match her freak, she'll eventually cheat, which probably sounds like she's done it. I don't understand. I really don't understand this. I mean, it's like, is it that hard for women to find sexual partners? I really don't understand. Why go on a dating show to find a sexual partner when you don't need to waste your time for that? There will be dozens to hundreds of men that would jump in line to be a sexual partner. I don't understand that. It's so stupid.
Yeah and no.
You know what? This is probably it. Probably, looking for women looking for sex, women looking for money, women looking for simps.
No?
Yeah and no. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, any other requirements besides a high sex drive?
You got to be a provider.
Provider?
Leader,
provider? Your mama of 3. What is the man providing? Seriously? You want to provide is so stupid.
Somebody that takes charge. Put me in my place a little bit, but not like abuse type. Put me in my place, just a little bit. Is that too forward?
Well, you said abuse put you in your place. What do you mean?
So put me in my place, but not abuse wise. Like talk to me like, hey, sit your ass down. That kind of like, okay, aggressive a little bit, but not too aggressive.
So you want a man to tell you to sit your ass down?
Girl, are you listening?
Well, give me an example of what. Okay, I'm listening, but I'm trying to understand.
That's why I didn't want to come on here because I'm
Well, you called me, honey, and you sat in queue for like 40 minutes.
Listen, this is my first time on here.
Either way, you don't say you didn't want to come on here. You literally sat in queue for 40 minutes to be on here.
To her, thank you.
She don't got no applause. You're not in handcuffs. You could have got up. You could have said no. You decided to be here.
So when I say I want something aggressive, that means in the bedroom. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Any other deal breakers?
I can see why she's a baby mama who's never been married and don't want to marry. This is a woman that she's for the streets.
Drama. I don't deal well with drama.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
No. I don't go off looks. No.
Don't go off looks. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
No. As long as you make me happy and I'm in a good spirit, it doesn't matter to me.
Could he have kids?
Of course.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Can you turn it around? What that mean?
You gotta stand up.
I gotta stand up.
Yes.
We don't know.
I don't know how to turn it around. You gotta turn it around.
Wait, we gotta see your legs. Will we see the booty, child? Okay. She already told you she freaky. She already told you what it is. Maria, do you want him in South Carolina?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Do you want him in South Carolina?
No. Do you want him in South Carolina?
No.
She is kind of big. She is a bit big. She ain't petite, you know.
No. Further out, the better.
Okay.
Travel.
Okay, you're 37. What's the age range you want to date?
37, 3 kids, never been married, don't want marriage, fine. Wants a man who's a freak in the sheets, who's dominant in the sheets. Wants a man that provides for her. I just
40 to like 55.
Okay. When was your last relationship?
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. I actually want you to answer, but you don't have to answer. When was the last time you was intimate with someone? But you don't have to answer. But I'm just curious because you told me you freaky.
Go ahead.
You don't have to answer though if you don't want to.
It was today.
Girl.
She's on a dating show looking for a man, and she just had sex that day. She just had sex that day. This is why men don't feel like marrying women, why men are fine with making women baby mamas, and why men only view women as good for sex. Here's a woman that honestly will forever be in situationships, will forever be viewed as just someone to have sex with, someone to either make a baby mama or just to have sex with.
I'm so sorry.
This is why I wanted you to answer. Okay, so the guy you was with today, what's up with him?
It was my kid's father. You know, I backslide.
Her kid's father? This is why men say I don't want baby mama drama. I don't want to deal with like these drama that these. She's literally still having sex with her baby daddy. It's like, seriously? I don't know. It's like, are you thinking about putting men's life in danger? Now you want another man to come into this life when you're still dealing with your baby daddy, a man you gave 3 kids to, and you want another man to jump into this shit? Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm single, so I black fly with something that I know, just not
So you
around me.
have 3 kids with him. The youngest is 6. So this is why sometimes people don't want to date women with kids or men with kids because of the baby mama, baby daddy. It's the guaranteed penis or vagina that's always on the shelf.
No, we both have an understanding. Once we both find whatever we looking for is done. And I can accept that. I haven't found what I was looking for yet, so to fulfill my needs, I kind of backslide a little bit.
So, and with this man, you don't have any interest of y'all just being together.
Nah.
But let me ask you this: do you even want to be in a relationship? Period.
I do eventually, but I feel like I've been in long-term relationships my whole life. I want to have a little fun.
Okay.
You're 37. You're 37. You talk like you're 25. You're 37. It's like, seriously? This is why you see the 45-year-olds, the 50-year-olds. Yeah, this woman just want to ride the carousel. This is why you see 50-year-olds, 55-year-olds, 60-year-olds on Kendra G's show still looking for a man. This is why right here. You're 37. Like, I don't really, maybe I want to be in a relationship, but you know what? I just want to have fun. You're 37. I mean, even at 27, I think that's stupid, but 27 is different than 37. You're about to hit 40, and you just want to have sexual fun. It's like, I really, women never think past today. Women don't. I really think that women never look past today because, in all honesty, think about it. You're 37. You are going to find men now. Now, the men won't take you seriously. Men will just want to have sex with you. Either just have sex with you or maybe make you another baby mama. So, at 37, you're just riding the carousel. Until what? 40? Now you're 40, 43, 45, 47. And now he's like, oh, now I'm really ready to settle down. You kidding me? It's like, this is the thing where women never think, what are men getting out of you? What are men getting out of you? All you do is sex. If all men getting out of you is just a whole lot of sex, and that's what men will view you as, just a sexual partner. This is a woman that honestly, really not worth it. Not worth to settle down with. Which is fine. Not everyone has to settle down. But what I'm saying is that shit like this, men will know that, you know what? This is the type, men have this idea. Men will separate women into 2 categories. Relationships and just sex. That's it. Situationships. Okay? Relationships. Men will recognize that shit. In my honest opinion, women like this will do shit to, you know what? They will forever be situationships. That's it. Men will just see you as, you know what? A fun time, not a long time.
3 flaws you have to work on, Maria.
Communication, my attitude,
she's poor to talk to. She's shitty at talking. And she has an attitude. And she's over-sexualized. She has a high sex drive. Sounds like a woman that only qualifies for situationships.
In my time, maybe I'm always running behind on something.
Yo, Apocalypse. Yep, she's done. This is the thing where women don't understand. You are now forever in the sex only category.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Why would he be lucky to be with me? I'm fun, outgoing, lady in the street and a freak in the bed. So
All sounds like just sex. What a man will be lucky to be with her is just sex. That's it. And again, I say that's fine. Right? If that's what she wants, she doesn't want a serious relationship, fine. But that's the problem. Women don't understand. You can't backtrack from that shit. I don't believe you could turn a hoe into a housewife. I don't. I don't believe you can turn a hoe, a garden tool, into a housewife. You will forever be viewed as a good time, not a long time.
All right, here's some paid questions for you. Okay. Mr. Gino says, Shorty
A guy would be lucky because herpes is treatable.
is serious about that meat.
You know, I grew up with 6 brothers, so I'm a little more direct than most females. But yes, I'm very serious about my meat. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Tell him take a little medicine.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Maria, you don't want to get married. We don't believe you. You need more people.
I don't want to get married. I don't have to have a label to say, you know, I'm with somebody. It's just a piece of paper to me.
She doesn't want to get married because this is the type of woman that would cheat on you. She would cheat on you. The thing she says, she would cheat on you. You lack any time, she will cheat on you.
Okay. I'm raised different, you guys, so.
King Adam says, so she's a fun girl. Got it. Next.
Thank you. I will be a fun girl to whoever I'm with. So I'm sorry for you if you're not getting any fun. So maybe you should go to sleep. It's what, 12 o'clock?
Ooh.
That's why he's not having no fun.
Kareem said, Kendra, this is why providers in general avoid baby mamas.
Thank you. I avoid them motherfuckers too. Shit.
You avoid providers? You avoid providers. You literally said you want a provider.
The fuck? You thought he was gonna hurt my feelings. You not. Next.
Not you avoid baby mamas too.
I avoid them motherfuckers too. They always backslide. And I would never thought I would do that, but I see why we backslide. It's nothing out here. Go with what you know. And that's what I'm doing.
Then stay with them. Yes, go with you. This is the thing where Kevin Samuels has said, this is why you'll never get better than your baby daddy. You will never get better than the baby daddy. You will never get better than the man you gave kids to. You will never get better than the man you gave kids to.
So, okay, so be a hoe? So to your point, if there's nothing out there, then why not just be with the man you have 3 kids with then?
I'm with him now until I find what I really want. We're just not in a committed relationship. We just, you know. Okay. And if we do, it's more of we're, you know, I'm looking for a sister wife.
So you have 3 kids with the man. So you're co-parenting and you're having sex with him. How's that not a relationship? How's that not a relationship? You are co-parenting with a man and you are having sex with him. What man wants to get into that mess? For a serious relationship, at least. What man wants to get into that mess for a serious relationship? At best, all he wants is just have sex. That's it.
Because that's what we both kind of want, so why not?
Okay, so you'll be with him, but another woman has to be involved.
Doesn't have to. That's what he wants, and I'm okay with it. I don't mind sharing what I have. If it's bringing us closer together financially wise, why not?
Okay. You know, I said this yesterday that I have more women that have sought that dynamic than men call me up. I have more women with their child's father or their husband looking for another person. All right, Maria, I think I'm about to get staticky. Are you on the Kendra?
whatever. I mean, these women are just insane. These women are crazy. At the end of, like I said, right, at the end of the day, do what you want. Do what you want. I mean, this whole mess, do what you want. My problem is when you complain about that shit. Don't complain about shit you did yourself. You gave 3 kids to this man. You're still having sex with him. Don't complain that you can't find a man. Don't complain, oh, there's nothing out there. Of course there's nothing out there. Who wants this mess? Who wants this mess? So, of course, there's nothing out there because, honestly, the man that you may want, they don't want this shit. The men that you want don't want this shit. Providers? Why the fuck would a man provide for this shit? Like, imagine that, okay? Why am I providing for you 3 kids while you're still having sex with the man you gave 3 kids to? Why the fuck would I want to do that? Insane. Absolutely ridiculous. What do you guys think? Yeah, this one is crazy. It's crazy as I don't know. Women like this is pretty funny. All right, guys. Some 18-year-old who has been out of school for 8 years would lap this. If she allows any man, they will definitely have sex with her. All right, guys. I think that's it for tonight. Hope you guys had a good night. Hope you guys liked the live. I mean, it was chill. You know, just checking out little things, hanging out with my brothers. Parasocial, love you, brother. Apocalypse was here. Just was here. Skull Nation, Big Bars. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Thanks for joining my live. But yeah, hope you guys had a good time. Hope you guys liked the live. Thank you for all the support. You guys are amazing. But yeah, see you guys on the next live. Later, brothers.